In the silence before the storm, they rise. Not just to compete, but to conquer the impossible. This is not just a race. It's the pursuit of perfection, a battle of wind, water, and willpower. They come from every corner of the earth. The fastest, the fiercest, the most fearless. Riders who've trained their whole lives for this moment. Masters of balance, precision, and raw explosive speed. Foiling above the surface, defying gravity, chasing fractions of seconds, chasing glory. This is where champions play and legends are born. Every gust, every jibe, the pinnacle of wind-powered sport, the apex of sailing. This is the future of sport.
Hello and welcome to the 6th day, the final day of the 2025 iQFOiL Under-23 World Championships. I'm Rafty Reed, and joining me here in the booth for the final day, Henry Bloodworth, British Sailing Team Coach. How are you doing?
Absolutely, doing fantastic. Fantastic. It's looking beautiful out there, isn't it?
It is looking so prime. Yet another day we have here installed in Portimao some prime conditions. The wind has just started to blow down and the athletes are straight back out there. And with that in mind, what happened yesterday? Yesterday was that final day of qualification into those medal races. So let's see what happened there. The 2025 iQFOiL Under-23 World Championships are down to the penultimate day here in Portimao, Portugal. Today's racing will decide the top 8 in both fleets that qualify for the medal race series.
I'm gonna try to risk a bit more today to try to really do my best and try to enter in the medal.
We're fighting to qualify for the medal series, which is top 8. 9 and 10 are close to me. They have like few points of advantage. I have few points of advantage. That's actually nothing. So each race, each new chapter. So I'm going to defend the position. I'm going to look for my opponents and just keep them in my pace.
It was an early start and we got straight into course racing.
We back inside the game. Ready, set, let's go. Everybody right now. We back inside the game.
Three races were completed for the men, while only 2 were managed for the women before the wind died down. Gray Morris won every race in the men's fleet. In the women's, victories were picked up by Manon Pianazza and Tuva Oppadel. While for Pianazza, her success comes a little too late. Oppadel manages to climb up to 9th place, just 1 place shy off the medal races.
It's going a bit like a roller coaster. Yesterday I only got letters and today I got 1 and 2, so pretty mixed feelings.
Someone who did manage to make it in thanks to their performance this morning is Igor Lewinsky.
It was lovely. I made it to the top 8 and yeah, hopefully we are not going to do some more slalom, because I don't want to lose my position, of course.
I really hope we're going back on the water in the afternoon, as right now I'm 9th, and of course I want to be in the top 8 to make it into the medal races.
Yes, I definitely want to go more racing because I'm just out of the medal race, and if I have 1 more race I think I can make it.
Hidde and Tuva's prayers were answered, and soon enough we went out again for some upwind sprint action. races for the men and 3 more for the women, the final top 8 were settled. In the women's fleet, Mina Mobeck and Amy Bright go into the grand final directly as they are in first and second respectively. Mina is looking extremely good for tomorrow as she won every single upwind sprint here today. In the men's, going straight to the grand final with 1 point, unsurprisingly, is Gray Morris. Joining him there is Leonardo Tomasini. And who just about made it in at that cutoff point? You guessed it, it is Tuva Oppedal and Hidde van der Meer.
Yeah, top 8. So medal race tomorrow. Really happy with that. So see you guys tomorrow.
Great! I'm in 8th, so I got nothing to lose, only to gain, so I'm ready.
Tomorrow we will be seeing our 2025 World Champions crowned, so you will not want to miss it, and we'll see you there. Yet again, each and every single day, there has been some big battles. And day number 5, yesterday, there was no stopping with that. One of those huge battles that we saw in one of those downward sprint slalom races was actually between Gray and Nacho. So let's have a look at what that battle brought. And there is Nacho putting in his jibe. Will Gray be able to cross him? Who is going to be rounding that bottom mark in first place? Nacho is putting in the pumps. And who is going to round in first place? It is an absolute drag race towards that finish now. Could all be Nacho. Balthazar Summers, Spade 1, I think he took that. And in second place, it was Gray Morris. That was exhilarating. Certainly was exhilarating. Each and every day here in Portimao for the World Championships has just been prime. And here for the final day, we will be seeing those top 8 race it out for those World Championship titles. But we do have 2 leaders going into today. Let's see who they are.
Today I go straight into the grand final with Mina. I've got half a point, she has 1 point. Super excited. I'm just going to give it my best. Hopefully we get some wind. It's looking a little light out there at the moment, but yeah, super psyched and can't wait.
I'm in second place, so I will join directly in the grand final with Gray Morris, that is in first place.
Yeah, medal race today. It seems that the wind's coming in a bit later and hopefully kicks in pretty good, so I'm feeling good. It's going to be tough. All medal races are hard. Nothing's. I mean, everything's up to play. So you got to be as good as the whole week and not make any mistakes. And I'm hopefully going to try to get it done in 1 because I don't want to leave them any more time to take it away from me. But yeah, it's going to be tough, and I'm just looking forward to gaining the experience and hopefully taking away the win.
I hope to beat Gray in a strategical way because he's way faster than me, so I can only play with the wind and not with the speed.
Yeah, I know that these guys, it's a shorter race, so there's going to be less time for me to make gains. So they'll all have me matched in the places around the bottom gate, on a reach, on an upwind. They've all got their special characteristics, so it just means I got to stay on my game no matter if I'm in front, if I'm behind, no matter which way we go. It's really not over till you cross the finish line, so it's going to be tough.
It's nice. I wanted to be going straight to the grand finals, so I'm excited and I'm looking forward to it. So the plan is to have a good start and then see where I am and then try to win the first race.
They have all certainly got their head in the game. And what race course will we be doing here for these riders to keep their head in the game? Henry, what's this course?
That's it. Well, so we're on the medal race course. So we've got a reaching start, straight down round mark 1, down to the leeward gate, back up round mark 1, same way around that they rounded it the first time. Back down through the gate and then straight over to the finish. So it's a really interesting course, really, isn't it? Like we've got every skill you gotta have, really. Reaching starts, reaching speed, downwind, upwind. You've got the strategic decisions with the gate. So it's going to be fun to watch.
It's going to be an absolute show for each and every one of you watching down. Exactly. It's got all points of course in there. It's fast. It's powerful. There is adrenaline going on. All these athletes fighting it out to the absolute max they possibly can. Target time is around 6 minutes on the course. And it's going to be full power towards the end, isn't it, Henrik?
It's going to be full on. And the wind's building as well, actually. It looks like they're going to be pretty comfortable. For a minute, it was looking pretty light, wasn't it? But actually, it's looking sweet.
It is certainly looking sweet. So make sure you tune in today and share this link to all your friends. Get everyone involved. So we have seen what course they will be racing around on the water. But how does this medal series work?
So we are trying at this Under-23 World Championships an evolution of the medal series we had in Aarhus at our senior worlds. The intention of what we're trying is to limit the amount of finals that we can have. So we can only have a final and a super final. The intention behind what we have put in is that if the winner of the final is not the leader of Open Series, he or she has actually a new chance to win the super final. Mathematically, you collect the wins and then the results will always come up according to the amount of wins and who beats who on the last race.
Okay. Gonzalo Costa-Hovel, our iQFOiL class manager, explaining it there. So indeed, we have a new system here, new system that is going to be so exciting. And who will we be seeing for the medal series for the men?
Yeah, that's right. So as you can see on your screens, we've got 8th to 5th place will go straight into the quarterfinal. So in the men, we've got Hiddy van der Meer, Emile Roulet,
Comjolly, I think.
Comjolly, is it? Yeah. And Freddie Poloni. And so the top two of them will then go through and face the semi-finalists. So that's Duncan Monaghan and Nacho Summers. And then again, 2 who qualify from there. And they'll go on to race Gray Morris and Tomasini. And that's when we'll decide the world champions.
Indeed, it's going to be certainly an absolute awesome show here for the final day of the Under-23 World Championships here in Portimão, Portugal. Let's have a talk with some of those athletes racing it out in the men in the medal race series.
So top 8 it is. I had in the end we did 2 sprint upwind races. Not usually I'm quite good at those, but I 2 mediocre races, and I thought I didn't even make it. So I came on the shore, de-rigged, was already changing, and then the measurer called me over and he wasn't too happy with me that I already started de-rigging. But yeah, top 8. So medal races tomorrow. Really happy with that. So see you guys tomorrow.
Well, I qualified, which was really nice because yesterday it looked really dark. I fucked up so bad in the slalom. I had like problems with believing I could do it, and then my mom told me either I have to go out there and believe in myself, or I should pack my bags and fly home. So I had to go out and believe in myself, and then I did it. Catched up 60 points, which was really nice. Great, I'm in 8th, so I got nothing to lose, only to gain, so I'm ready.
And great to also have a chat with some of the women who will be inside of that top 8. So, who will be racing inside of the Women's World Championships here? And there we have that system, the medal race series. So qualifying into that quarterfinal, just nipping inside of it was Tuva Oppedal. At the start of yesterday, she was many points off, tens of points. I can't remember exactly, but a long way off. But she did an insane performance yesterday, pushing her into that 8th place. So she really has nothing to lose. Last year, she a really good performing athlete in there. And also in 7th place, Barbara Svitskova, Emma Victoria Milend in 6th, and finishing off that quarterfinal, we have Nella Sadalkova. She was actually wearing the yellow bib on one of the days this week, just dropped a little bit, but now she has a chance of getting that World Championship title along with all of the rest of the athletes within this top 8. It is the top 2 from that quarterfinal qualifying into that semi-final where they will be joining Maya Gisler and Bilger from New Zealand. Who will it be in there? We'll have to find out within that semi-final, joining Stella Bilger and Maya Gisler. And then, again, it is the top 2 qualifying into that grand final where they will be seeing Mina Mobek and Amy Bright. So, Tuva Opedal down that bottom end, still has a chance of getting that grand final, but has an absolute mountain to climb to beat both Amy and Mina Mobek. But the great thing about this medal series is that still Mina Mobek starts directly in that grand final and already on 1 point. So it is going to be awesome to see how this pans out. And coming up next, we will be seeing what's the weather doing out here on the course at the minute. There we are, the conditions. What's it looking like, Henry?
There it is. So we've got 12 to 16 knots from the northwest at the moment. Little bit of chop, little bit of swell, but I would say really it's flat and it's warm. It's really warm, isn't it?
It is really warm. I mean, walking down to the venue each day, it's end down here in a bit of a sweat, isn't it?
Yeah.
Today's no different. 30 degrees centigrade is the temperature out here, and we are now inside of the last few minutes, probably inside of the last minute now before we get the quarterfinal away for the women here at the 2025 iQFOiL Under 23 World Championships. Who is inside of this race? We have Nella Sadalkova, Emma from Estonia, Barbara from the Czech Republic, and Tuva from Norway, all starting to speed up towards that start line. Who will be able to get that timing absolutely perfect? And we are now inside that last 10 seconds until we get the first start away of the medal race series here on the Under 23 World Championships. Down that bottom end, we have Barbara, Czech 98, Emma in that Estonia in the middle there, closely followed with Tuva, but it is Nella Sadalkova up that top end. It's looking like both Czech riders have got the best start within this race so far. Will it be Nella at that first mark? Will it be Barbara? Or will it be Tuva and Emma showing that they have the speed to maybe go through the pack there? What start, Henry?
Those Czech girls got away clean, didn't they? There.
Clean.
Yeah, and now these other girls have got a little bit on. So we've got Emma Millen just in a little bit of dirty air there from Nella. Tuva, you can see, was in the dirty air, but she's moved up to the windward side to get out back into that clean breeze. But it's tight. It's tight. This could be anyone's race. And these girls have got nothing to lose, do they?
Certainly do. I mean, for a couple of them, and maybe a little bit loose, they can drop a little bit. Drop a little bit. But also, someone like Tuva, she literally has nothing to lose at the minute. The worst she could do is the place that she came into it here. So she will be going to the absolute max, not holding off at all. I mean, currently in that 4th place position at the minute, but we've seen throughout the week, anything can change, can it?
That's it. And she'll be thinking high risk, high reward right now. She wants it. So there, and you see there, she's split from the group, jiving off, taking a risk, separating. Maybe she's seen some pressure, maybe she's seen a shift, or maybe she's already lining up for her upwind strategy. Whatever she's doing, she's separating. She's getting away from the girls she's looking to overtake.
And we will be seeing at that bottom mark if that was the right decision, because they are now on their downwind leg of this medal race course. They make their way downwind to that gate, then have a decision whether to going left up the course or right up the course. Which will it be? Who will arrive there first? We're going to find out very, very soon. But Emma Millen on our screen at the minute is looking like she's maybe come back into it. Tuva Opedal, who decided to go out onto the right side of the course, maybe hasn't quite gained enough on there. But look at them. They are working hard, aren't they?
I think she's closed the gap, Tuva, a little bit, hasn't she? I mean, that was a really close cross on, was it Nella? On where she just crossed... down there?
Think so. And there is that gate. A lot of the riders decided to go up on the left side of the course. Throughout this week, we've actually a lot of the time been seeing that the right side pays. But as a coach Henry out on the water, have you been telling your athletes to go left, right, or just constantly analysing the course?
Yeah, it's just about analysing. I don't want to tell them to go left or right because I don't want to be wrong, but I'll just give them the facts from what I'm seeing. So, a lot of the discussion is where is the pressure? What are the shifts that's happening? And a lot of the time we're looking at the previous race and taking some information from that. It's really interesting. And especially with the tracking as well, you can watch the races and see it from a bird's eye view, see what's going down, who led, why they led, and make a decision based on all of that. So it's just information. Information is king.
Exactly, especially as a coach. You need to analyse that whole thing, look at all those numbers, look at all that data. But not only the coaches, all these athletes will be trying to get every single bit of game they possibly can. We're not kind of working with 10% or 20%. We're working with those 1% here and there that can kind of build up to that 5%, 10%, isn't it?
Definitely, absolutely. It's a game of marginal gains, and these girls, all of these athletes, just doing every last thing they can to put themselves in front. They'll be pumping until they can't pump anymore.
There we go.
And then they'll pump a bit more.
Got it on the first time. Better than me, eh?
So here they go. Actually, we've got Emma Millen that's gone left. Tuva's gone left. And the Czech girl that went right seems to come out pretty well, doesn't she? That's going to be Nella, isn't it?
I think that could be Nella. We can see that Czech flag. Can't quite make out the number yet, but whoever decided, each of those Czech riders who decided to go off onto the right side of course, it's looking like they have gained an absolutely huge amount, and that is Czech
Czech 80, yeah.
Is it Czech? Oh, that is Nella indeed.
That's
then.
Going to be Nella.
There we go. And now she is in that defending phase where she tacked right on Tuva and Emma there. She'll just be trying to defend now.
Yeah, she's now just going to reduce the leverage. So as we saw with Tuva on the downwind, when she was making an attacking move, she's trying to separate. She's trying to find a different route to everyone else to find a way through. But for now, Nella is just trying to sail the same breeze, sail the same shifts, and just stay in front. Just keep the lead the same. There's no need to extend. It's the points reset. If you make it through from this knockout, doesn't matter how much you won by, does it? So she's just holding on to that position.
Exactly, just holding on. Now remember, it is only the top two that make it through to that semi-final. Doesn't matter where they are within that top two, they just have to be in it. And one person that is certainly in that top two at the minute is Nella Sadilkova. An amazing upwind from there. Prime tactical decision to deciding to go off onto the left side of the right side actually off the course, but going off onto the left on that port side. Maybe she saw the gust, maybe she saw a shift. Whatever she saw, it was correct.
And that takes some confidence, doesn't it? Everybody else went left. I didn't see where Barbara went, but is it Barbara? Yeah,
indeed. Yeah.
I didn't see where everybody else went, but where Barbara went. Sorry, but everybody else went left. The other two girls went left. Nella made the decision to go high risk, high reward. She got the reward.
She certainly got the reward. That is what we are talking about. She came into today in that 5th place overall. So she will be doing her very best to qualify into that next round, which is that semi-final. But it's looking like she certainly has the pace, along with the tactical decision-making and along with the physical ability of Nella Sadilkova. 20 knots of board speed on this downwind. That is extremely fast considering the wind speed out there, isn't it?
They are absolutely flying. And bear in mind, about an hour ago, it was mirror flat out there. So we've got glamorous conditions. These girls are flying downwind. And as it stands right now, it's going to be Nella and Emma qualifying. Obviously, anything can happen, as we've seen in this race already, but they've not got a long way to go now.
Not too long at all, but it's looking like Emma Victoria Millen absolutely snatching that lead off of Nella Sadilkova there. And there Nella is going for that bottom line. She's putting in some big pumps to snatch that lead back off of Emma, who's going to be winning this quarterfinal. Now remember, it doesn't actually matter where these riders finish. They just have to finish with inside this top two. Top two make it through to that semi-final, but still there is no stopping these girls out here in in Portimao. Emma Victoria Milend from Estonia. Estonia 127 on the screens. It's going to be an absolute photo finish. Nella Sadalkova, check 80 on that bottom line. She's putting in some pumps. Absolute photo finish. Who do you think took that, Henry?
I'm not sure entirely. I think Emma just about took it, but I mean, that's great to see, isn't it? That shows you just how competitive these athletes are. It didn't matter. It didn't even matter which one of those won, let alone how much you're going to win by. And they're just not letting off the gas. They're all gas, no brakes. They are pumping and pumping. You should be saving energy for the next race, but they're just going for it. They want it.
They want it. There is absolutely no messing around here. This is the World Championships at the end of the day. Here we are seeing the best athletes in the world on this iQFOiL equipment, racing it out and qualifying into that next semi-final. So qualifying, it was Emma Victoria Milend and Nella Sadalkova. And bringing up that third and fourth places, it is Norway 29, Tuva Oppedal, along with Barbara Svitskova, who will be leading that two within this race to finish it off. Here is where it determines their overall placings within this race, the overall competition within this race. And there we have it, that leaderboard.
That's it. And we kind of had two little races within a race there in the end, didn't we? So, yeah, like we said, Emma just about took Nella, but great race from both of them. I mean, Nella's decision on the upwind, fantastic. Really good call. And then Emma's ability to come back into that on the downwind, she made some really good decisions there. And Tuva moved up to 7th place from 8th. So
indeed,
she'll be happy with that. And Barbara Svikova finishes in 8th, went into today in 7th. So you can't complain too much, can you? That's the nature of the beast in our sport.
Exactly. That is sport at the end of the day. And here we are seeing the pinnacle, the final, the climax of this competition coming together to determine who will be picking up that World Championship title. And there we have the medal race series. Currently for the women, it was Nella Sadalkova along with Emma Victoria Milend joining Maya and Stella within that semi-final, and an amazing competition from Barbara Svitskova and also Tuva Oppedal picking up that 7th and 8th places overall. An extremely good competition. Great performance from them. They can be happy with those results.
I think they'll be going home happy with that. Yeah, I mean, it's been a tough week, and actually we've had a range of conditions. We've had every format, maybe bar the marathon, if we still talk about the marathon, that is. So yeah, I mean, it really has been a test of who can come out on top. And you mentioned it earlier, actually, that Nella was wearing the yellow bib for a little bit, and that yellow bib has been moving around in the girls' fleet. In the boys' fleet, Gray Morris has had a grip on it, but in the girls, it's been moving.
Certainly has been moving. Emma's been wearing that bib one day this week as well, along with Mina. And there we have that replay of the of the quarterfinal for the women here at the Under-23 World Championships. So straight off, we did see them all very close, but by that bottom arc, they had actually split off. And there is where we saw the defining moment that Nella managed to grip that lead off of the other girls and keep that lead all the way to the finish. What a performance from her. And then, look at that, there we go.
Yeah, here we go. That was how close it was, you know, after 5 minutes of racing to come over the line within a few meters of each other. Shows, and you mentioned how small the margins are. That's what we're dealing with. You can have less than a board length per position by the time you get to the finish line, which is tight stuff, isn't it?
That is extremely tight stuff. And as we are saying, this is the final day of the event. Which event? This is the Under-23 iQFOiL World Championships. So for all of these riders, this will be one of the biggest events on their calendar within 2025. There are World Championship titles at stake here. Anyone within this top 8 can qualify into that any one of these top 8 can qualify into that grand final and also pick up that World Championship title. Who will it be, though? stick around to find out. But conditions are looking great out there, aren't they?
It's looking absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? I mean, what we have, we said 12 knots with the latest update from the course area, I think. And yeah, I said it earlier, I'll say it again. It's warm here. We're pushing into the mid-30s, aren't we, really? So, Rafty, you're blessed to be sat in here with the AC on.
Well, I don't know. Still, it's the AC can only do so much, eh? But how's it been on the water in the coach boat? How's the temperature been? And what has been the mentality of your athletes this week?
Yeah, it's not actually too bad in the boat because we've got the breeze out there. So actually, the tough part has been when we've been on postponement and we're sat in the boat park and there's no wind. And in the equipment tents as well, it gets pretty warm. But once you're out there, I'm pretty glad when we launched just for the bit of fresh air.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's good. And yeah, the mentality, I think you just got to stay hydrated. That's it. Like, it's tough. It is tough to keep up with it. It's tough to keep up with it in a regatta anyway, you know, when you're working hard, but especially here, when you're working hard, it's this warm, and the difference it can make in a performance, whether you're hydrated or not, it's just massive, isn't it? Well, we've all been there. We've all not quite kept up with it for a race day. And it's tough.
It is tough, but I suppose one of your jobs is making sure that they're all on it, aren't they? And all these athletes will certainly be on it, won't they? As this is the final of the event, and it's one of the most important days, hours for each and every one of these athletes, bringing together all that training, isn't it?
It is, yeah, absolutely. I mean, the guys and girls out there today, that's going to be a really strict part of their routine is when they get back on the boat. As you can see them now on the boat with their coaches, they'll have their drinks with electrolytes, they'll have their carbohydrates and their sugars, and like clockwork, they'll be getting it in. They'll be getting it done.
Getting it in, getting it done as we are coming into the last little bit of time before we run the men's quarter final here on the final day of the Under-23 iQFOiL World Championships. There is that start line. So a reminder of what the course will be. We are running the medal race course out on this out on the waters here in Portimao. I want about a minute to go. This is the reaching start line. So it is a start between that white boat on the left of our screens and that yellow boat down there. And a quick reminder of who is inside of this quarterfinal.
There we have it. So we've got Italy 286, Freddie Poloni, France 39, Emile Roulet, and Netherlands 52, Hiddy Vandermeer. It's a strong fleet, isn't it? Who's your money on?
Whoa, that's a tricky one, eh? I mean, that's the thing that we've been seeing this week. We've had so many different... I mean, of course, we have that one leader who's been dominating at the top, which is Gray Morris. But down that the rest of that top 10, it's all been mixing around a little bit. Anyone inside of this top 8 does have what it takes to win races at World Championships. So it's going to be all down to who can be putting on their best performance when it counts.
That's it. Absolutely. And here we go. 5 seconds till the start.
5 seconds until we get away for this quarterfinal. Federico Poloni down that bottom end. Both French riders, Com and Emile in the middle there, but up that top end, we have Hidde Vandermeer. Straight away, we have Emile actually popping out from the pack here. Only 4 riders within this quarterfinal. Remember, it is the top 2 who make it through into that semi-final. Which 2 will it be? We will be finding out in the next 5 minutes.
Absolutely, and you can just see that start. That was Emile, right? Punching out the front? Yeah, it was Emile. He's got an advantage there, doesn't he? And he's actually put Freddie Poloni in his dirty air. So Freddie's going to be... He's holding on there. He's doing pretty well. He's going to be looking for an option to get through. And it'll be interesting to see if we see the riders staying on and not driving off too early. Because that's what we saw in the girls' fleet, wasn't it? Really, actually, there was a bit more pressure over on that side, potentially. But we have seen they're going to jibe off. They're splitting. So we've got Emile and
Freddie. Yeah.
Freddie Poloni jibing off.
Freddie actually decided to drive straight away, didn't he?
Are they coming back?
It looks...
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll have to find. Either there's been a big wind shift, but no, it is actually looking like they're making their way back to the start now, isn't it?
I think so, yeah. So
we'll just wait to find out, get confirmation soon of what is happening at the minute. But maybe. Well, we'll keep going like they're racing, because it's looking like Emil down this bottom end is still putting on the power, flying all the way downwind with that speed. But where is the rest of the riders at the minute? Who knows?
I think he is heading back, but he just wanted to win the race back to the committee boat. He wants to look at his competitors and say, I won that one.
I won that one.
Yeah, it's a mental game. So when they're lining up on the start line, he's already got a win in the bag, hasn't he? He won the race back. So we'll see. If that was the general recall, we might lose someone out of this heat.
Indeed.
It was a general recall. There's the flag. So that's going to be interesting. So probably, as we were saying, with Emil on what we thought was such a fantastic start, he might be out.
Yeah, well, what we can say is at least one or more of these riders was over that start line. We'll just wait for confirmation to see who it is. But unfortunately, whoever was over that start line, they're now disqualified.
They're going to be out. But you've got to be in it to win it, don't you? So that's what we're talking. We were saying earlier. It's the medal race day. It's a high risk, high reward strategy. High risk, high reward strategy day, isn't it?
Definitely, especially in these lighter winds at the minute. Gusty, shifty winds, but there was that start line. Emil certainly putting out a little bit of a lead straight away. Federico Poloni going around that mark and just driving off directly straight away. And there we have them making their way back to that start line now. But in this point, what will be going through their heads? How do they need to keep in that mental state? Because they have another start to go.
Yeah, well, it's tough. I think on that one, it was quite obvious. Well, the riders will be thinking to themselves, it was quite obvious who was over, and they'll... I think when they were heading down that reach, they were probably thinking, holy moly, was he not over? Come on, referee, have a look.
There we go.
But actually, when it's tight, it can be pretty tough mentally to be then waiting to find out whether you get to race again. And I'm talking slalom heats mid-regatta. This is high stakes. These boys have worked so hard, not just in this competition, but in their training at home to get to this point. There's going to be nerves, and they are going to be gutted if they're thrown out. So here's a little replay of the start, and it's got to be Emil, isn't it?
I think it's at least Emil, let's say.
It's at least Emil.
But as we are saying, this is all speculation. We don't have the perfect view of who was over that start line. So we will wait for confirmation from the race committee as they have the perfect view of who was over that start. We'll get confirmation of that, let you know, and then we'll get running that race yet again straight away. But we are seeing that general recall flag back down on the boat. The general recall flag is the one that is flown above that boat, signifying that everyone needs to make their way back to the start for the rerun of the race. And in this instance, it was because one or more riders was over that start line.
That's it. So general recall's gone down now, and Emil's not gone anywhere. So
yeah,
either we're still waiting. Either he's waiting on confirmation, or he's still in the game.
Yeah, so we'll have to wait to find out. But you can see from that boat actually. Okay, over early. It is at France 39. Unfortunately, that will be the end of Emil's competition here at the Under-23 World Championships. But he has been putting in an insane performance all week. He can be extremely happy. He finishes his event in 8th place overall, top 10 finish. That's a moment for everyone here, isn't it?
You're going home happy, aren't you? You know, and like we said, you've got to be in it to win it. And if he hadn't been over there, he would have been having a good time. He was in a dominating position at that point, and be interesting to know how far over he was, because there's such fine margins on the slalom starts. So we'll see, and it'll be interesting to see now if it changes the mentality of the fleet. You know, it's like suddenly it's pretty present in their minds that it could be event over if you're just a meter too early. So we'll see on this start.
I mean, a meter, that's like as you said, the fine margins that we're working with. A meter is like, sometimes it can be less than a meter, but at these speeds that these riders are going, that is absolute split seconds, isn't it?
I mean, they're traveling at, they're traveling at 25 knots, which is going to take a wild guess here. Probably 9 or 10 meters a second.
In kilometers an hour, that's 46 kilometers an hour.
46 kilometers an hour, yeah.
So that's next level, eh?
Yeah, and trying to line that up with an imaginary, well, not imaginary, but you can't see the line when you're coming to it. So it really is tough time and distance to figure out where that line is, and it's such a critical part of this racing. With the reaching starts as well, like we've seen, as soon as someone's a little bit late, they're in the dirty air, and it's so hard to come back from it. We've got a little bit of breeze here, so it's doable. We saw Freddie Poloni holding on to it in the dirty air, but a lot of the time, once you're in the dirty air and the light breeze, you've got a lot on to come back.
Certainly have a lot on to come back. And here we are. I mean, still looking at these conditions from the booth here, we can see that it's quite gusty and shifty, but similar conditions to previous days. Out on the water, Henry, has it been that gusty and shifty that we've been seeing?
Yeah, it has been. As you can see here, we've got the cliffs, a bit of a land feature at the top of the course, and they just disturb the breeze a little bit. So as it comes over that, it's mixing, it's gusty, it's shifty. We've got land features on one side of the course. So, yeah, it's been a complicated regatta.
Certainly a complicated regatta, as we have 3 riders on our screens at the minute. I'm not sure where Emil is. He has that 5-second penalty within this quarterfinal, so he will be coming soon as well. But it is Hidde van der Meer at that top end at the minute. In the middle, it is Com Jolly and Federico Poloni down that bottom end. But remember, we have to keep our eyes out from for Emil, who will be coming out with that 5-second penalty, trying to attack the rest of these riders here. Federico Poloni down that bottom end. He's trying not to get rolled by a Com in that middle place position at the minute, but keeping our eyes on at the top. It is Hidde van der Meer who's going to be rounding that top mark in first place. It is an absolute drag race towards the finish. Look how similar these speeds are. It's all about the positioning. It's all about the tactics. And it is both Hidde and Com rounding that mark in literally a few centimetres between each other, isn't it?
Absolutely. That is tight racing, isn't it? And Com's got right of way there, so Hidde's the windward board. He's got to keep clear, but it looks like he's managed. He's kept clear and he's gone round. And as you mentioned, actually, my mistake, we've got Emil still in the race, don't we? So that's actually a new rule. It used to be the case that if you were over, you were out of the regatta. But now we've got a 5-second penalty.
5-second penalty. It is for Emil out the back. So we are seeing all these top 3 riders within the quarterfinal at the minute. But we need to remember that Emil is out the back. He started with that 5-second penalty because in that previous race, he jumped the gun a little bit much. But still, he will be in that position. Oh my Holy moly, did that little split second.
Wow.
I think that was Emil coming through, and there he is. France 39 is back in the game, even with that 5-second penalty. He is here.
That's amazing. And that's an example of where you've got nothing to lose. We're talking high risk, high reward. We're turning the heat up, and he's just sent it. He has gone from last to first. We didn't even know. We couldn't even see him on the screen.
We didn't.
And he came out. Wow.
That was an holy moly moment, if I do say so myself. Literally, that split second, we saw 4 riders, and we were like, holy moly. He is back. And here we have a great shot of Com on our screens at the minute. France 965. Really cruising around on that left side of the screens at the minute.
Just look at this. So we can see on the far side of the screen, Hidde van der Meer
yeah,
on the Patrick sail. So that's why it's slightly different colours, actually, is it's the Patrick colours. Closest to us, we have got Com, Freddie Poloni, and then Emil. And it looks like I would say right now Emil is still in the lead, to be honest. What do you think, Rafferty?
It is looking close. Whatever it is, a big moment here from Com there. A great tack from him, but a big defensive maneuver from Federico Poloni there, putting in his tack, but maybe not quite having the tack he was hoping for there, along with Emil Roulet now putting in his tack as well. He's made up 5 seconds from that penalty at the start. Will he be making up some more seconds to hopefully lead into that top mark? Remember, it is only the top 2 who make it through to that semi-final. There is that top mark. It's looking like Com Joly from France has got that ley line spot on, but let's see if Emil's also got it spot on. He is pumping extremely hard, trying to get that extra upwind angle along with Freddie, Com, or it's extremely close at the top here. Remember, it is only the top 2 making it through to that semi-final, so the battle is on, not only for first place, but also for that second place. Freddie is fighting, Com is fighting, Emil is fighting. Who's going to come out on top?
Oh, this is so good, isn't it? So Emil, held on to the lead. We can't write off Hiddy right now, given that what happened on the first lap, it is anyone's race right now. So we'll see where they come out of the Lewin mark. But you can see Freddie's just dug in the furthest to the right-hand side of the course, leaving it the longest amount of time before he jibes, which hasn't been a bad play this week. And especially, we've seen a little bit of that today. But Emil went the other way. That's where he came in from. So he jibed off early and came back across our screen. Hiddy, he might be off screen, but he might do an Emil. He might just saw through the screen any moment now. So this could be anyone's race. This is so good to watch, isn't it? And it doesn't get much better.
It does not get much better than this. So make sure you share this link around, share this live show around to everyone. All your friends, all the fans, everyone who wants to watch an exhilarating show, and it is exhilarating all the way to the end. It is Federico Poloni who is now snatched the lead. He is leading this race closely, followed by Emil Roulet. What a performance from him there. He started with a 5-second penalty at that start from being over the start in that first race, but no, he fights all the way to the very end, picking up that second place, and there is Com Joly still putting on the gas, going for that deep line. Will he have the speed? But no, it is looking like Freddie is safe. Emil is safe. All 4 riders are going well. And it is Freddie Poloni qualifying into that semi-final, closely followed by Emil Roulet. Com in that 3rd place and Hidde van der Meer in that 4th place. What a race, Henry.
Wow. Just wow. I mean, both of the races so far been so good to watch, hasn't it? And really, it's shown us what we were talking about earlier when we were saying, like, this venue is super gusty, and you can see the pressure patches here. Like, it's like playing chess with a little bit of snakes and ladders. You can do as much planning and as much thinking as you want, and you've just got to make the right decision more times than you make the wrong one. Basically, you can't always be right. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen, as we saw Emil Roulet qualifying into that semi-final. An amazing performance from him there. He pushed that start line a little bit too much in that first run. He was then given a 5-second penalty for that mistake there, but it was not stopping him. He put in an amazing first downwind, and now he is qualified along with Federico Alan Poloni, Italy 286, into that semi-final, and finishing that 7th and 8th place. It is Hidde van der Meer and Com Joly. That is the end of their event, but again, a huge performance from them at this pinnacle event. Hidde van der Meer did come in, just making it into that medal race series from yesterday, and again, he can be extremely happy. Look how close all these riders are from the very end, all the way from the start to the very end. And here all the concentration was on those top 3 riders, Hidde, Com, and Federico. And it was almost like Emil was at the back of our minds. We didn't quite know what was going on with him. All we knew was that he had a 5-second penalty, but here he was, straight back into it. And he was leading at one point, wasn't he?
I mean, I don't want to say we wrote him off, but he wasn't in my... he wasn't my pick, to be honest, for a minute there. And it's a really great example of the new rule and why it's actually really positive, because rather than just throwing them out and saying you were over early, you try again next time, he gets the 5-second penalty. And then, yes, he was over early, so the race was resailed. But when he comes back in with a move like that, you're looking at this race and you're thinking, "God blimey, he deserves that," because he's come back. That's a big penalty, 5 seconds, isn't it?
5 seconds,
like
huge.
We said earlier. So, 10 to 12 meters per second.
Quick maths.
50, 60 meters.
Exactly.
That's massive.
Exactly. For if you're not hugely up to date with iQFOiL class, 5 seconds can sound like, it's not too much. But as you say, that's 50 meters or so.
Yeah.
It's a huge, huge amount, at least 50 meters when they're flying at 25 knots, pushing 30 knots of board speed. It is absolutely massive. And for him to come back like that he deserves his spot in the semi-final. He really deserves it.
Absolutely. And I think if we were looking at the finishing there was probably less than a 50-meter spread between first and fourth, wasn't there? So that's how tight the racing is. And these guys are giving everything they've got for every meter. So to start with that much of a disadvantage and do what Emil did, respect.
Big respect to his name, along with Freddie, who's qualified into that semi-final as well. But now we're heading straight back to the girls, and we will be running the women's semi-final on our screens coming up very, very soon. There we have the start line again at the top of this race course on the water. It is the reaching start, so a full drag race towards that first mark, where we've seen already some huge battles. It's been extremely close, and there we are kind of looking up. Imagine the wind is coming directly towards us. So these athletes will be going from left to right of our screens at 25 knots of board speed, 50 kilometers an hour. It is super speedy out here, and also something that's interesting. I think the wind's starting to increase out here, isn't it?
It looks like we've got some pretty good breeze now, and that's pretty typical for what we've had here, isn't it? It's been windy in the afternoons, and it's been most mornings it's been super light, but then the offshore wind just comes in and builds, and we've had some pretty full-on racing.
That's a mega full-on racing throughout the week, and it is not stopping, as next up we have the women's medal series, the semi-final. Within this semi-final we have Maja Gisler from Norway, we have Stella Bilger from Australia, and our qualifications from that quarterfinal was Emma Milend and Nella Stadilkova. So again, all these top riders, these 4 riders, have a chance at getting that World Championship title, but still they have a mountain to climb. They have to qualify from the semi-final and beat both Mina, Amy Bry, and all the rest within this series. And that's one of the amazing things, down that bottom end, whether you're an 8th, you still have a shot at getting it, and it's super exciting for all of us watching. But still, these riders, to get from there to get that title is a huge mountain to climb, isn't it?
It is massive, but these girls have shown they've got what it takes. I think you mentioned earlier, we've seen Nella with the yellow bib on this week, haven't we?
Yeah.
We've seen Emma Milland with the yellow bib on this week. So 2 of the girls in this 4-girl heat have spent time in the yellow bib this week. And that just goes to show the level, doesn't it? So we'll see.
Indeed, we will. And here we have 4 riders, the top 4 riders currently racing it out in this semi-final. These other places, 3rd, 4th, and also the qualifications from that quarterfinal. That's a massive boat in the background there, just coming across the screen, isn't it? But that's one of the things about this location. It is dreamy. Loads of people on the beach spectating at this under-23 World Championships, not only just for the windsurfing, but also for the location. The sun has been beaming down every day. The wind has been cooling us. The water's quite chilly as well, so it's nice and refreshing. But something that is not refreshing is that these riders are not going to be crashing, because they are going full speed within this start of the minute. That is the gun for this semi-final for the medal race series for the women under-23 World Championships. This is an awesome close shot directly of Nela Sadalkova down that bottom end. Not much separating, split second separating these athletes. 23 knots of board speed, 40 kilometers an hour, 50 kilometers an hour. It is speed on.
They are absolutely cranking down this first reach, aren't they? We saw Nella with a really nice start off the pin end. Maya got away clean, but looks like Emma's just got a little bit more board speed over the top, and now she's going to be putting Maya and potentially Stella, yeah? In some dirt, yeah.
Exactly. And Stella is out that back at the minute, but we have seen throughout these medal races so far, anything can change. These riders need to keep their head in the game from the start all the way to the very end. Big battle at that front at the minute. Emma Victoria Milen from Estonia and Nella Sadalkova. Maya Gisler is in that position that she needs to attack. Remember, it is only the top two that make it through to that grand final. Very synchronized jibe from there. Old Nella Sadalkova just dropping down a little bit, but she manages to save it, and she manages to get back up on the foil, but that's opened the gap for Maya, hasn't it?
She did, yeah. That was not a full crash, but a complete touchdown, and she's just then lost her board speed. Maya Geisler, thank you very much. I'll have that through I come. So that's going to be Maya into now a qualifying position along with Emma Milland currently. A lot of racing to go, but she'll be happy with that. So we're coming down to the leeward gate now, and this is probably our biggest decision on this race course. Obviously, they can go where they want to on the downwind, but this is a big one. The upwind decision, left or right. When you're going left, you've only got one tack because they're going around the windward on port. So they're gonna. That's a benefit, really. I mean, when we're looking at the tacks, a good tack you probably lose. Hard to say, but 10 to 15 meters. A bad tack, you could be losing
double that.
Yeah, double that. So we'll see. Obviously, these girls are at the top of the game. We're not expecting. We're expecting their tack loss to be pretty small, but you never know. Anything can happen. It's high pressure, high stakes. So people make mistakes, don't they?
Certainly, when they're pushing at this kind of level, they are 100% at the minute, because this could be their last race if they finish outside of that top two, or it could mean that their mountain keeps on progressing towards that World Championship title. This is the semi-final for the women in the under-23 World Championships, and currently in the lead, it's looking like Stella Bilger is taking the lead off of Emma and Maya down that bottom, who went on to the left side of the course. Maybe the right side is paying again.
It looks like it, and it's so changing, isn't it? You know, like we've seen the decision making. It's different every lap. So it's really tough to make those calls, and especially when you're under a little bit of pressure. But it looks like Stella has come out with. Well, it's hard to see. I don't want to call it. What do you think? I don't want to make the call there, but she's looking good. She's looking strong.
Certainly. What we can call is that it's going to be close, though. This is the awesome thing about this upwind, is that these riders can decide to take different routes around that course, whether they can see more wind, more shifts. And here is the defining moment. How is Stella's tack? It's looking nice so far. Will she be able to get back up on that foil? It's looking like a good tack. Not the best tack, if I do say so myself, but it's looking like she has done enough. A nice safe tack, a stable tack, touching down and straight back up on that foil. Stella Bilger has taken the lead.
It's enough, wasn't it? It was enough. It's got her into the lead round that mark in first place, and maybe she could have. Maybe she's probably got a foil tack in the bag, but could be higher risk. And if she sends it and crashes, it's not worth the risk, is it? Sometimes, like she's done what she needed to do there. Like we've said, if they qualify, it doesn't matter. So she's just trying to take one of those top 2 spots, isn't she?
She is just trying to do that. But here, actually, Stella has decided to go a lot further down on that left side of the course. So, bit of interesting risk management there. Maybe she was so certain that she could go down there to catch a little bit more wins. But what we are seeing is that these other 2 riders, Maya Gisler in that red and Emma Victoria Milend in that Estonian flag, they are still popping. Oh, Emma has just gone in the drink. Unfortunately, a big crash from her there on that jibe. Absolute nightmare from her there. How fast will she be able to get back up on the foil? But I think that has opened the gap for Maya and Stella to seal those top 2 places.
Yeah, I mean, usually I would say that now these girls can let off the gas, cruise home, and just take the qualifying spot. But as we've seen, the athletes out there aren't just interested in qualifying, they're trying to send a message out. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're fighting, pumping the whole way to the finish. You never know. Maybe these girls will be sensible and save a bit of energy, but you never know.
But we do never know. But it's looking like Stella is certainly not letting off the gas. But in her head, she will just try to be stable. She will try to be confident. She'll be trying to not crash at the minute. But with the speeds that she's going at the minute, 22 knots of board speed, you know, you're one little bit of pressure wrong off on that foil to be one crash away. But we are seeing her body going in and out on that equipment, different pressure on that feet to seal her victory. She is guaranteed herself a place inside of that final along with Maya Gisler.
Absolutely. Wow. Another race. Another race for the books, that, wasn't it? So action-packed. But yeah, like you say, Stella and Maya go through. So that's going to be Nella coming through in 3rd place. And then unfortunately for Emma Milland, Estonia 127. That crash was
costly.
Yeah, that's a tough watch.
It was very, very tough to see. But again, Emma can be extremely happy with her week so far. She was wearing that yellow bib at one point throughout this week. And, you know, still finishing her competition, not only with a top 10 place, but also a place inside of that medal race series and qualifying into that semi-final. A huge performance from her there, along with Nella Sadalkova as well.
Absolutely. I mean, all of these girls can go home happy. And for Emma, like you said, spending some time in that yellow bib, she's had a great week. She's performed seriously well. So feel for her with the crash, but it's part of racing.
It is part of racing, and we've all crashed, haven't we? We have all crashed at some point, just from pushing those limits. And they were pushing the limits from the start to the end. As we have a look at those replays down that bottom, it was Emma leading out, followed by Maya, and there we saw Stella and Nella deciding to go off onto the other side of the course, taking that risk. And for one of those girls, it certainly paid off, didn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, yes, Stella, great decision. So she saw either some pressure or a shift over on that side, went through it, and it paid off. And as we saw on the downwind, she liked the right-hand side so much she went through it again. So definitely making some good calls there.
Certainly making some good calls all the way towards that finish. It was Stella Bilger winning that semi-final. She is now inside of that grand final and along with Maya Gisler. Where will she be placing inside of that top 4? Stick around to find out. But now we are straight back over to the semi-final for the men. And now within this medal race series that we've just witnessed for the women, it was Stella Bilger and Maya Gisler qualifying into that grand final to join Mina Mobeck and Amy Bright. So we've got 2 nations in that grand final, don't we?
Yeah, so it's Norway and New Zealand. We will see. It's going to be tough, but I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it already.
I've been looking forward to it all week, to be honest. This is the day that we are going to be seeing our world champions crowned. The whole week has led up to this moment where we are seeing the top 8 racing it out to hopefully of that top 8 do have a chance at getting it. We've already had the quarterfinals and we've had the semi-final for the women, and now we are up to the semi-final for the men. We only have 16 races on this final day, but throughout this week we have had over 140 athletes from all around the world, 30 nations racing it out here in Portimão, Portugal. And this location is, I have to say, this has been one of my favourite locations. It's perfect here, isn't it?
It is nice. It's really nice. I mean, the setup on the beach, it's dreamy.
It's dreamy.
Everything's been great. Yeah, the wind's provided. I think we've been pretty fortunate with the wind, maybe, or maybe it's just always windy here. But we've had a wicked week of wind. So,
wicked week of wind. Yeah. There we go. That's the title, I think. Wicked week of wind, wicked week of racing, and God, blimey, that's a huge boat coming across the screen there, isn't it? Absolutely massive. And that's another one of these great things about this location is that we have loads of people on holiday here, actually managing to spectate this under 23 World Championships. Throughout the week, we've had some of those ley lines right next to the beach. So all those hundreds of people on the beach getting a glimpse of the action, getting a glimpse of the speed, and getting a glimpse of how hard these young athletes are working towards these World Championship titles. But yeah, as we said, the setup, we're literally 20-30 meters away from the beach. There is the setup there, the big tent with all the equipment storage already. We've got loads of people on the beach loving it. It's going to be great for when they come back in. Everyone's going to be cheering up for each and every one of these athletes that is racing out here for the final day of the Under-23 World Championships. And who do we have in the semi-final?
So, moving over into the semi-final, we've got Emile Roulet, who we saw sailed one hell of a quarterfinal, didn't he? He's this athlete that we saw coming back from the 5-second penalty. Freddie Poloni as well. He's pieced together a really good week, actually. So well-deserved spot. They will be coming up against 3rd and 4th overall from the week, Nacho Baltazar Summers, and I can see a Brit in there.
There we go.
Duncan Monaghan.
Duncan Monaghan. It's great to see Duncan up there. I mean, he's been having a great week so far, isn't he?
He has.
He has been doing so well. Coming into today wearing that red bib in the 3rd place, will he be able to qualify into that grand final? Remember, it is only 2 who qualify into it. Doesn't matter where they finish inside of that top 2, but in this knockout, they have to be in it. So will it be Freddie? Will it be Emile? Will it be Duncan? Or will it be Nacho? Stick around to find out. We are now inside of that last minute before the start is going to be shot. And here we are. It is looking like the wind. It keeps on building, doesn't it? Maybe 13 knots out there, something like that now.
Just keeps coming and coming, doesn't it? I think potentially even more looking at it. I mean, it's super difficult to make the... Oh, there we go. 12 to 16 knots from the northwest, I reckon.
There we go. How'd you figure that one out? I reckon it's 30 degrees as well.
Oh, jolly good.
We couldn't ask for much more than that, though. 12 to 16 knots, perfect. Not too strong and not too light. Glamour, champagne conditions, racing it out here. And on our screens at the minute, we have Nacho Baltazar Summers, the 2024 Spanish representative in the Olympic Games. Will he be able to qualify into that grand final for the under-23s? Will it be Emile up that top end? Will it be Duncan down that bottom end? Or Freddie Poloni, Italy 286 in the middle there? Duncan just dropping off the power a little bit, but no, they are all good. It is lights out and away we go. Duncan Monaghan down that bottom end, GBR 1.8. He has got the speed, but look, all the speeds are extremely similar on this top reach. This is absolute cinema. Federico Poloni, Italy 2.86, is also putting the speed. Look at the height on those foils, just regulating that height so they don't top out and they don't touch that board down, keeping their drag low, keeping their speed high, and keeping the show going for all of us.
That is it. I mean, they are on the limit there, aren't they? So the higher you are on the foil, the less foil you've got in the water, the less drag, the more board speed. But the risk is if you come too close to the surface, you just lose all lift instantly. So they're playing a high-risk strategy here, but they want the rewards. So we can see Freddie Poloni and Emil have jibed off super early. Duncan heading down the middle and Nacho heading down the far side. On the tracking on the left of our screens, we're told Nacho's in the lead. But we'll have to wait and see for the Lou and Mark. When they come back together, that's when we'll get our next next check-in. Who makes it down there first?
Exactly, and Federico Poloni is now putting his jibe along with Duncan Monaghan on the left side of our screens. He is in that red bib and coming through the middle with some big speed, I think, is Emil, if I can see that flag correctly. But straight away in the lead, I think it is Federico Poloni, 25 knots of board speed. He's got a lot more speed than the rest of these athletes here. But second place, it is a big battle. I think Emil's just come through amongst it there. It's Duncan deciding to jibe off and split away from the pack. But our current top two is Emil Roulet from France and Federico Poloni. How is his tack? A great tack there. He jumped right round the front of that mast, even while it was still flying. A little bit of a touchdown there. How important is a foil tack in these conditions, Henry?
Oh, it can make or break a race, really. When it starts to get lighter, especially, the difference between a fully foiling tack or coming out of the tack non-foiling and risking potentially even not getting foiling again is massive. I mean, we mentioned earlier the tack loss of a good tack, a really good tack, is you're probably looking at 10 meters realistically, and a bad tack, double that. And if you come out non-foiling in a light patch of breeze, hundreds of meters, isn't it? So it's a really key part of their racing here. So we're going to see another tack when they tack over to the port ley line, probably pretty soon. Duncan on the closer side of our screen now, just leading over. So he's probably going to be the one making the early decision. He's going to go for it.
Oh, Duncan Monaghan just dropping off that tack there. An absolute heartbreak for him and all his fans out here. Hopefully he will be able to get back up on that foil as quickly as possible. But someone who has done a good tack, staying up on that foil and is on that ley line towards that top mark, is Federico Poloni, Italy 2.86, 18 knots of board speed on that upwind. But there we had it. You were just talking about it. Tricky stuff for Duncan there, wasn't it?
It's like he heard us, isn't it? It's like he heard us and he thought, I'll give you an example of that. Tough, really tough. Feel for him there. But again, we've mentioned it a lot. This is a high risk, high reward day. And sometimes when you're pushing really hard, push too hard, things go wrong. So yeah, unfortunately for Duncan, he's got a lot on to try and qualify now. But anything can happen in this venue, can't it? So we can't write him off.
Can't write him off, and we can't write Emil off also, who is in third place at the minute. But those top two rounded that top mark at very similar times, split seconds separating them both. But now they have decided to take different routes down this course here in Portimao for the Under-23 World Championships. On our screens at the minute, wearing the glasses, looking cool, is Federico Poloni. He is flying through his jibe along with Nacho. Baltazar Summers, Spain 1, currently in that lead. Maybe extended is a little bit of a lead here, but it's all about if they're on that ley line. But let's keep our eyes on Emil Roulet in that third place at the minute. He will be doing all he can to try and attack Freddie in that second place. Remember, it is only the top two who make it through to that grand final. Who will it be if everything is going correctly? Or keep a look on our screen at the minute, top right of the screen, Emile Roulet has decided to go on that bottom line, going for that extra little bit of acceleration all the way towards the finish. But Freddie does a masterclass of defense all the way to the finish, and coming across the line, Nacho has actually let off the gas a little bit, and Freddie keeps on coming. 23 knots of board speed. Freddie has the speed, but it is Nacho Balthazar Summers finishing it off with a jump. He wins this semi-final along with Freddie coming in second. They have both qualified themselves a spot inside of that grand final.
Absolutely, and we saw Emile, like you said, try to take that dive down the on that last reach on the low mode. It could have worked, but trouble is you've got to sail through a little bit of dirty air, so it's a bit of a Hail Mary play, that one.
But that's the thing, you know, like when they're in that position, really got nothing to lose.
That's
really sending it and finishing off that top four. Well, the 4 places within that semi-final is Duncan Monaghan. A great competition from him there. Very unfortunate play of circumstances there, dropping that tack. But again, he can be really happy with his competition.
He can go home happy, definitely. I mean, he has had a really, really impressive week. He's been pretty consistent across the formats, across the wind strengths, and yeah, there we go. Just goes to show how there's so little margin for error in this racing, isn't it? Just one bad tack, and he went from a qualifying position. Sadly finished in 4th, but he probably, as we can see now, probably had the best start, actually, and led to Mark 1, if I remember correctly.
Here he is. I think you do remember correctly. A little bit of a touchdown just before that start there. But there he had it, right at that bottom end. He had the speed and he had that positioning, rounding that mark in the first place. Freddie and Emile deciding to jibe off straight away. Nacho came in amongst of it there, but it was Freddie leading at that bottom mark, deciding to go off the right side and tacking almost immediately, only 20 or 30 meters or so. He decided to go up on that right side. Here was Duncan's spot here, though. He was doing so well up on this left side of the course, and there is that tack. Oh, that's tricky. That is tricky, but there's Freddie tacking. Putting in a good tack, wasn't it?
That was a nice one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was a nice one.
That was certainly a nice one, and also a nice one from Nacho Balthazar Summers. And there he is, both top 2 riders, Freddie and Nacho. Freddie had the speed down there, actually. But he held it all the way towards the end, deciding to drive off a lot earlier. Nacho Balthazar Summers, Spain won, deciding to go a long way off onto the left side, but that really paid as he sealed the deal. He led that race and finished it with a jump, finished it with a win, straight back up on the 4, actually. Great jump from him there, and he is now inside of that grand final.
Lovely little celebration, wasn't it?
Great celebration, wasn't it?
Just hope he doesn't have to claim a warranty on that foil box, eh?
Indeed. And now we are into the moment that we have all been waiting for, the Women's Medal Series final. So, coming in to this medal race series, we have Mina Mobeck. We also have Amy Bright. And our qualifications was Stella Bilger and also Maya Gisler. So all these 4 will be racing it out for those championship title. Mina Mobeck comes in with 1 win already, and also Amy Bright comes in with half a win. It is the first person to 2 wins, so if Mina Mobeck wins this race, she will become the 2025 World Champion. If someone else does, then we go to the Super Final, which is a new system here at the Under-23 World Championships. And whoever wins that Super Final will become our World Champion. So, Mina comes in to this final already on 1 win. She only has to win 1 more race. But all the other riders, they have to beat Mina 2 times to be able to pick up a World Championship title. So It's going to be extremely exciting, and still, whoever wins final race here on the women will be picking up that World Championship title. Who will it be? Will it be Stella? Will it be Mina? Will it be Maya? Or will it be Amy? Stick around to find out. We are in a minute and a half until this start happens. So let's have a look at that medal race series to see who is in it, and here we are. That is what we are talking about already. In that grand final, qualifying from that first series, we have Mina Mobeck and Amy Bright being rewarded extensively for their great performance throughout this week. As we said, only Mina Mobeck. Well, Mina needs to win one race. Amy needs to win that other race too. And it is the first person to 2 wins. As we said, if Mina doesn't win the first one, we go to that super final. If she doesn't, then if she does win it, then she'll become the world champion. Yeah. If she doesn't, then we go to the super final, and whoever wins that will become the world champion.
That is it. And it's like you said, it's a new format. So we've been doing a little bit of trial and testing, and we're trying to find a format that the right balance of fairness for the competitors coming through the whole week, but also we want to see a little bit of we want to see some risk, don't we? We want to see a little bit of winner takes it all. So it's interesting. It's a balance.
It is going to be a really cool balance here, and some also balancing that's going off here is these 4 riders balancing on that foil, on that hydrofoil system, and now transforming that power of the wind into speed. Here we have down that bottom end, it is Maya Gisler up the top, Mina Mobeck in that yellow bib, and in the middle there we have New Zealand 15, which is Amy Bright. All these 3 riders at the minute definitely having the best start compared to Stella, who's just out the back in that 4th place position now. Who is going to be rounding that top mark in first place? Remember, Mina is going to be trying to win this race to seal her World Championship title, or it could be Amy, could be Maya, or it could be Stella as well. Everyone has a shot at getting that World Championship title. This is the grand final. This is the moment that we have all been waiting for. The whole week has led up to this moment. Who will be getting that title? God, it's already so close. The wind has certainly picked up out here, isn't it?
It is neck and neck, and it looked breezy on that first reach, didn't it? Actually, so at the moment, I think we've got that's going to be Amy Bright down there in first place, leading currently. Mina Mobeck also looking pretty strong, heading out to the right side of the course as we look upwind. Stella not far behind them, still in the race, very much in the race, and I think Maya. Here she is. So Maya split off from the other girls, so she's chosen to jibe pretty much immediately, I think, and head to the left side of the course as we look upwind, probably following pressure or a shift. Here they come down to the leeward mark. We're going to get a good insight into exactly the position. This is tight.
It is really tight. I was just thinking about that. Look at this. All of these top 4 riders within this grand final are extremely close, and all of them deciding to go out onto the left side of the course. But currently in the lead, it is Amy Bright wearing that blue bib. Mina Mobeck in second, but they are all pumping. Maya Gisler finishing off that 4th place, and currently in 3rd, we have Stella Bilger, New Zealand 50. Both New Zealand riders within this grand final, and 2 Norwegian riders in this grand final. So those nations are absolutely tearing it up for the women here in the under-23 World Championships. There is Mina Mobeck going for her tack, closely followed by Amy Bright. Where is that lay line? Who has got that lay line? Who has made that tactical decision correctly? But we can see in the background, not only are we enjoying the racing, all the spectators on the beach here in Portimao is enjoying this grand final, aren't they?
Definitely. And it's great to watch from the beach here. They've had the courses pretty close in. There's been crowds. There's a lot of people on the beach. And it's quite a spectacle looking out there, actually. So it's great. And And here we have Mina and Amy coming back across.
Mina and Amy, our current first and second place coming in to today. They had a free ticket directly into this grand final, but where will they finish inside of this top four? Mina Mobek already has 1 win, 1 star to her name. Amy Bright has half a star. If Amy manages to win this race, or any of the other riders, not Mina, it will be going to a super final. And then whoever wins that race will be securing that World Championship title, but not quite having the tack. That final tack on that ley line was Mina Mobek, and it's looking like she's definitely underlaid it now. But Amy Bright is sealing her lead within this race. A great tack from Stella Bilger in that second place position at the minute. But all thoughts, all ideas, all focus goes to Amy Bright in that lead at the minute, closely followed by her teammate Stella Bilger.
Definitely, and it looked like she sailed a really good upwind beat there. You could see her angle compared to Mina when they were coming back across was just that little bit higher. She was cranking, climbing up the inside, so definitely made some good calls there. Choosing to also continue over to the right-hand side of the course as we look upwind now. Interesting.
It is got the great skyline in the background. A perfect place to have this under-23 World Championships. And also something that we are seeing that is perfect is Amy Bright having the perfect race so far, constantly analysing that course, analysing her opponents. Where are they going to try and attack her next? Where is her next defending manoeuvre? And a great jibe from her there. But we have on the right side of our screens Stella Bilger coming in with also a load of speed, and now it is that drag race all the way towards that finish. On the left it is Amy Bright wearing that blue bib. On the right we have Stella Bilger. New Zealand 50 and New Zealand 15 is Amy Bright, who will be winning at this grand final. Whoever it will be, if it's not Mina Mobek, we will be going to a super final. But here, whoever wins will be picking up 1 win to their name. So it really does pay to win this race. But it's looking like Amy Bright is leading all the way to the finish.
Absolutely. And really an impressive race she sailed that, isn't it? Some great decisions, great execution. She'll be happy with that. And she deserves it coming in the blue bib. So more action.
More action for the women upcoming very, very soon. Now, since Amy Bright has won that final, we now go to the super final. Now, on 1 point already, we have Amy Bright and we have Mina Mobek. And whoever wins that super final for the women will become the 2025 world champion. So that race is going to be exciting. Now we need to remember that here we have given the riders, the other riders who haven't come into today in that first place. So Amy, Stella and Maya, they need to beat Mina twice to beat her in the overall rankings. And someone who has already beaten Mina is Amy Bright and also Stella Bilger. Mina Mobek in that 3rd place overall and Maya Gisler in 4th. Both New Zealand riders for 2nd. Both Norwegians in 3rd and 4th.
That's right. I mean, we mentioned it, didn't we? We've got 2 nations in this final, and New Zealand came out on top in that race. So we'll see.
We will see. And what a place. And here we are going back to that women's medal series. So we get a really nice visualization of what's going on at the minute. So now on 1 win apiece is Mina Mobek. Amy Bright is also on 1 win now. Maya Gisler still on no wins and Stella Bilger on no wins. But now we are moving into the super final. Here we will be seeing who will be picking up the 2025 World Championship. This is similar to the wave windsurfing elimination, almost like a double elimination. The rest of those riders, Amy, Maya and Stella, need to beat Mina twice to be able to clutch up that World Championship title. And now Mina Mobek has another chance to get that title by winning the next race. whoever wins that super final will be our 2025 world champion. What are we going to be expecting in that race, Henry? Anything different?
Well, I mean, there's a lot on the line, but there's a lot on the line on every race, isn't there? So I would imagine the girls will just be going through the motions, trying to not feel any pressure and just execute the racing as they have been all week, really. That'll be their plan. Whether it might affect some of their decision making, they might be a bit more cautious on the start line. We'll have to wait and see, but they'll be just trying to go through it, get it done, get the job done, and they'll be pushing. They will definitely be pushing.
And we saw them pushing throughout this race as well, didn't it? Directly from the start. It was so close, wasn't it?
It was so tight. Like you said, I mean, they are full guns blazing on that first reach, aren't they? And looks like we've got a good bit of breeze out there as well. So it can be pretty. It can get pretty spicy on the reach with the iQFOiLs, actually, can't it?
It can get very spicy. I mean, a little bit of a spicy moment there from Maya Gisler, just touching down, but managing to save it all the way towards that mark. Amy Bright and Mina Mobek was actually in those top two positions at the minute, but then Maya Gisler decided to go onto that right side of the course, still in that fourth place, and Amy Bright all the way down to the bottom went off onto the right side of the course, and then in close possession was second, third and fourth. It's different that we've seen all the riders to go on to the same side. Why do you think that might have been?
Yeah, I mean, assuming there was probably just it must have just been a really obvious decision. You know, it's either they've spotted a lift or a shift, or they've noticed a shift when they're sailing downwind, or potentially more likely it was just the pressure over on that side of the course, and that's what we've seen a lot of, is stronger wind on the right hand side of the course. You really don't want to be following people into the side because they've got control when they're in front of you, and if they come around the leeward mark and just hammer on a high mode and they're pumping and pumping and pumping, then you've got to do the same. You've got to match that, because if you sail underneath them, you're going to end up in their dirty wind. So I think the girls probably spotted some pressure over on the right hand side, and they just felt there was no way that they would overtake by going left. But often you'd see girls splitting anyway and just throw a little bit of a Hail Mary play, cross your fingers. You know, it's your only way through. The more distance you put between you and someone else, the more likely you are to overtake or potentially lose out as well.
Indeed. So we will be seeing next another grand final. But next up, it will be the men. The men's grand final will be upcoming. So let's have a look at the medal race board to see who will be in this grand final. Wearing the yellow bib, it will be Gray Morris. And there we have it. Gray Morris, Australia 81, coming into it already with one win, being rewarded for his amazing performance throughout this week. And Leonardo Tomasini, Italy 155, coming in with half a win. Who will be joining them, Henry?
They will be joined by Nacho Baltazar Summers and Freddie Poloni, two athletes that we've seen putting in a pretty good performance today already. And they're warmed up. They've been sailing on the course. Go Gray Morris and Tomasini, they haven't done a race yet today. So the other boys already got their racing heads on. They potentially know what they're looking for, know what they need to do. So we'll see if that makes a difference.
We will see. But remember, the top two riders have been rewarded greatly for their performance throughout this week. Now, Gray Morris only needs to win one more race to clutch up that world championship title. Remember, it is the first person for those 2 stars. Once that final happens, if Gray Morris doesn't actually win this grand final, we go to the super final, and then whoever wins that one will become our 2025 world champion. So those other 3 riders need to beat Gray twice to have a shot at the world championship title, and down up that bottom end, we have Leonardo Tomasini along with Gray Morris. Go Gray Morris. They are both in that second place and third place at the minute. Up that top end, we have Federico Alan Poloni and Nacho Baltazar Summers up that top end. But straight away, we can see the speed from Gray here, can't we?
Definitely. I mean, Freddie and Nacho at the top end of the line. They had they were a bit further forward when the go went, but Go Gray Morris has just got the afterburners on, hasn't he? He is absolutely flying, and it's looking like he might even make it to Mark 1 in first place. So that's board speed, isn't it?
That is absolute board speed. If you have a look at speed on that leaderboard out in the minute, he's almost a knot faster, half a knot faster than the rest here, but just missing out there, and that has allowed Nacho Baltazar Summers, Spain 1, to come through. Actually, he has taken the wider line at that mark, but keep our eyes on, now keep our head on Federico Alan Poloni. There he has gone for a lot deeper line, going for that pumping, not quite the speed, but he's got the angle, and here is going to be a cross. Freddie doesn't have right of way, so he has jibed off straight away. Who has taken the lead here? Maybe it's Nacho off the other side, but a great performance, a great maneuver, a great little leg from Freddie there, wasn't it?
Definitely. Like you said, he just took the low mode around the mark, and he was working for it. He was pumping hard, so that's paid off. But it looks like Nacho is going to lead to the leeward gate if the perspective is correct from here. And then he's going to be in control of the race. And 1, 2, and 3 are heading out to the right-hand side of the course. So this will be interesting. Tomasini splits, goes left. High risk, high reward. We will see. I would say more often than not in the racing today, it's been favourable to head up the right-hand side of the course. That's where we've seen people gaining from, really, hasn't it? But it's such a changing venue. The conditions are gusty, shifty. So Tomasini, if he's made the right decision here, then he could come back into it. And the other thing is, when he's heading out to the left, is he's only got one tack. And as we've discussed a little bit now, that reduces your distance lost in your tacks, but also the risk.
Certainly the risk, but it all matters if he's made that ley line. Is he on that ley line? I think we will find out very, very soon, but Nacho is definitely a defending position there. 90 knots of board speed. He's certainly in a little bit of a gust now, and he is still pumping, even though he has got quite a commanding lead on this. Now remember, if he wins this race, there will be a super final, and whoever gets that race in the super final will win. But Go Gray Morris is on our screens at the minute. How is his tack? His tack is looking good. Is he on that ley line? It's looking extremely close. Nacho Baltazar Summers just putting it in a little bit of a safety net. Maybe not safe enough though. He is threading the needle, and he just about makes it. I think there was a huge shift there then, wasn't it?
That looked like it. I mean, both of their angles were just so low there, wasn't it? It could be a shift. It could be a drop in the breeze. So something definitely happened. But it looks now like Nacho has got a little bit of a lead, and Go Gray Morris double tacking at the windward there. So he went right. He's going to end up doing 4 tacks now in that windward, and that's costly. So I can't imagine that he's going to come back into it and win this race as fast as he is. I'm not sure he's going to manage that.
We will have to wait and find out. Will there be another shift? Will there be a huge gust on one side of the course? But it is Nacho Baltazar Summers still in that lead at the minute. So looking like Leonardo Tomasini has come straight back into it. But no, it is still Freddie Poloni and Nacho Baltazar Summers in those top spots. They are now making their way out onto that final reach. It's just been yet another good race, hasn't it, Henry?
It's interesting. Both heats, we haven't seen the yellow bib take the win in the first race. So just goes to show how tough it is out there. And this is anyone's game.
Anyone's game it is indeed, as all these riders are pushing to the match. This is the best in the world that we are seeing on our screens at the minute. Top 4 riders at the World Championship, and winning the final is Nacho Baltazar Summers. He is making his way across the line now. How will it be? He secures the dub, and now we have another super final ahead of us. Federico Poloni in that second place at the minute. Now Nacho has added a point to his name. Federico bringing up that second place, and now in third it is Leonardo Tomasini, and Gray Morris actually in 4th place overall. So a very interesting result from that race there, wasn't it?
It was indeed. That just goes to show those decisions, and like you mentioned, Rafferty, their angle when they were coming back across just went so low, didn't it? So be interesting to know what caused that. But those boys probably aren't going to make that mistake twice. So we'll have a look. Hopefully they learn from it. Check out their strategy in the next race.
Definitely. So we do have another race ahead of us. Since Gray Morris didn't win that first race, Nacho won that first race. He now has 1 point on his scorecard, and now we are in to the super final for the men. Whoever wins that super final will be winning the overall event. So it's going to be extremely exciting. The great thing about this format is that it's almost like a double elimination. So the riders need to beat Gray Morris 2 times. Not only once, it needs to be twice. So it's a huge mountain to climb for those riders. Now, Gray Morris on that 1 point, Leonardo on the half, and Nacho Baltazar Summers on 1 point. Freddie Poloni doesn't have the point, but if he wins this next race, he can also become that world champion. So it is all on the next race. What do you think will be going through Gray Morris's head at the minute, Henry?
That's a tough one, isn't it? Because I think if he'd have got off the line there a little bit cleaner, it would have been a very different race. But we saw... who did we have up the top? I think we had Tomasini and Nacho up the top. Is that right?
I think it was Freddie and Nacho.
Freddie and Nacho, yeah. They had such a good start. And then the trouble is, Gray's just in the position there where he's sailing in the dirty air. So he did a really, really good job of coming back to the back into the race. And I think he rounded the first mark in second in the end. But if he'd have had a slightly cleaner start, he'd have had a chance to stretch those legs, really get the afterburners on. He's got the board speed, so once he gets out in front, he can probably keep that lead, and that's what we've seen this week, isn't it? I mean, what's his scorecard? Is he still discarding first places?
I think he might be indeed. Yeah, he's got so many first places to his scorecard. Yes, he is still discarding first. And there is that replay. It was Freddie and Nacho up at that top end. But as you said, Gray not quite getting off that start as cleanly as he hoped for. But here we can see the speed from him. Now, Gray does have 2 chances at getting that World Championship title. Didn't quite manage to make it on that first chance, but he now has another chance. Whoever wins this next super final will become the World Champion. But it was a great race, wasn't it, Henry?
Absolutely. I mean, every race so far has had its twists and turns, hasn't it? It's been so good to watch. But yeah, we will see. So we've, as you can see here, three of the 4 athletes choosing to go right. Looked like it was the right decision. And Gray Morris just ever so slightly under on the ley line in the end. And it's a really tough decision. You can see how patchy the breeze is here. And so they're having to make their ley line decisions based on the wind that they're going to sail through rather than just the pressure that they're in when they're tacking. So it's almost like you got to sail fast, but you got to be looking across the race course as often as you can to spot what's going on. And it's a little bit of a gamble sometimes. But he went for it, didn't pay off. But we shall see what happens next time.
Exactly. Someone that did pay off, though, was Nacho Baltazar Summers. There he is. He is happy. He wins that first final. And that means we are now into the super final. The wind is certainly picking up now, isn't it, Henry?
Looks breezy, doesn't it? Looks really windy.
Breeze on, and it is breeze on for the women's medal race series coming up. We are now inside of the super final. On one win apiece is Mina Mobeck and now Amy Bright. This is the second chance for Mina Mobeck to get that World Championship title. She came into today leading overall, a big upgrade, a big reward for her performance throughout the week, given 2 chances to get that World Championship title. Didn't quite manage to get it in that first one. Amy Bright managed to win that first final. A huge performance from her. Maya Gisler having a good race. Stella Bilger having a good race. But now it is all equal. Whoever wins this next race will become the world champion. And then from there, second, third, and fourth will be based on the points and overall standings in that final race. But we are definitely guaranteed for yet again another epic race.
Another action-packed medal race. I mean, it's just been wicked, hasn't it?
It's been so wicked. I've been loving it. Not only today, all the previous days as well. And there we can have a good glimpse of what it's like to be on the beach. It's a proper holiday destination, isn't it?
It is. It is gorgeous out there. I mean, you can just see everyone enjoying the beach, and it's lovely, and we are as well. All the athletes enjoying the beach. We're set up prime position on the beach, not far from the water. We've got the tent. We've got everything we need here, don't we? So it's been a fantastic.
Little course explainer on screen.
Absolutely fantastic. And what is also fantastic is this medal race course that we are running here on the final day of the Under-23 World Championships. So it starts with a full power drag race start, a reaching start towards that first mark. They then make their way downwind towards the gate, deciding whether they go left or right. Upwind back to that first mark, then once more back down to the gates and through towards the finish. So as you said, Henry, before, this is a really cool course that includes all points of sail, all points of windsurfing, the full power reaches, the upwinds, the downwinds, where we can see some big tactical decision making and also those mark roundings. Henry, where do you think are some of the biggest gains on this course?
Yeah, I mean, the start is massive, isn't it? Like, if you could get out in clean air, then you're going to have a nice race, really. But it's the in a venue like this, it's the decision making. It's choosing when you're going to jibe on the downwind and which way you're going to go and where you're going to tack on the upwind. If we were somewhere else with a bit more consistent breeze, then it comes down more to the execution, to your more of an emphasis on the starts, the leeward mark roundings, and your board speed. But here, there's some big tactical plays happening, isn't there? We've seen 0 to hero more than once today.
More than once. Could we see it more than twice or 3 times? Now, this will be the last race for the women here at the Under-23 World Championships. The whole week has led up to this moment. 6 days of racing we have had, and we are on the 6th and final day within this race. We have Mina Mobeck from Norway. We also have Maya Gisler from Norway, Amy Bright from New Zealand, and Stella Bilger, both from New Zealand as well. So 2 nations. We've already been seeing these athletes racing it out. We've seen Maya qualify in the previous finals, and we've also seen Stella qualify in the previous ones. And we've also seen the final already of one of these. We've also seen one final from these athletes as well, but it wasn't Mina Mobeck who won that. So we are now inside of that super final. It is the super final on our screens, upcoming in about a minute. Whoever wins this race will become our 2025 world champion. This is all on the line, isn't it?
Absolutely. We saw Amy take the win in the end on the last final. That's right, isn't it? Yeah. We'll see if she can carry the momentum through. I mean, she's now sailed on this course with this group of girls and come out on top. So in her mind, she's just thinking, I'll just go and do that again. We will see if that helps her confidence. So she's clearly got what it takes. Can she execute?
Can she execute it? We will see. That's the thing. All these riders now coming up towards that start line, starting to accelerate. They are all starting to foil. Around 10 seconds until this super final will commence. Down that in the middle there, we had Mina Momek just having a little bit of touchdown there. And now we are away. 0-0 on the gun. And all these athletes pushing to the absolute max. The wind has picked up. The speed has picked up. And we are witnessing absolute cinema here on day 6 of the Under-23 World Championships. This is the super final of the women. Whoever wins this race will become our 2025 World Champion. Down that bottom end, a great start straight away is Amy Bright.
Definitely. She's got away clear. She's in the clean air. I mean, also, actually, Stella had a really nice start up the top, but just didn't quite have the board speed, it looks like. Maya Geisler, Norway 21, just in a little bit of dirty air there. So she's going to be looking for options. How do I get out of that? How do I get back into the clean breeze? But it's going to be Mina. Oh, no, it's not Mina. Sorry. It's going to be Amy, our leader from the previous race, leading us around Mark 1. So can she hold on to it? Can she defend? The girls are all following her into the right-hand side of the course as you look upwind. So at the moment, she doesn't have to make too many decisions. She's just got to keep those girls behind her.
They are not too far behind her at all, though. Not much separating each and every one of these 4 athletes within this super final. Mina Mobeck along with Stella Bilger deciding to go a little bit further on to the left. Maya Gisler deciding to jibe on the earliest, and now Amy Bright also on the right side of our screens, our current super final leader at the minute. She is in a world championship title winning position at the minute, but she is going to need to keep this position all the way to the end of the race. We're probably about a third of the way through the race at the minute. 4 to 5, 6 minutes is the target time for these races, so it is full 100% for those minutes, these short races, and it is full power. Stella Bilger decided to go off onto the left side of the course. Mina Mobeck and Maya Gisler, not much separating them at all. They follow Amy Bright out onto the right.
Yeah, and the right-hand side, like we said in the previous race, has been where it's at today, hasn't it? So feels like Amy Bright is in a pretty strong position right now. Maya and Mina will be looking to just try and climb up the inside, but if Amy's got around that leeward mark and sent it up on a high mode, then she's just going to be cranking up, trying to stop them from doing that. And it doesn't look like they are climbing up too much at the moment.
It's looking fairly consistent at the minute, but what is not too consistent is the wind. We've just been feeling the wind outside. It is blowing wholly now. It is certainly picking up. I mean, it's not mega wind at the minute, but it keeps on building throughout the race. From the start of these races, when Stella and Maya were racing inside of that quarterfinal, inside of that semi-final, it was probably a lot lighter wind. So still, these athletes need to be constantly analysing this race course on the water. Where is that next play for them compared to the athletes, but also compared to the wind? So they need to keep their opponents in mind and keeping that race course in mind as well. So many things to think about, and here we are having a big moment within this race at the minute. Stella Bilger on our screens at the minute. New Zealand 50 putting in some big pumps. She is going to be trying to make the cross to Maya Gisler, and she makes it.
Wow. So there we go. We were saying the right-hand side of the course has been strong, but Stella saw something on the left, went for it, and she's gone. I can't remember where she rounded the leeward mark, but she wasn't in the lead, was she? So what a decision that was. And when we saw her crossing there, she was already, she still was She was attacking front, basically. The other girls all still had to get attacking before they go around the windward mark. So, and you can see the distance that's opened up. If she can hold on to this lead, she sealed the deal.
She has sealed the deal if she holds it all the way to the very end. As you said, the winner of this race will become our 2025 world champion. So all focus goes to Stella Bilger at the minute. New Zealand 50, 24 knots of speed on this downwind leg. We have one of those riders, I think it was Maya Gisler, in the top right of our screens. There she is. She's gone off a big right track on this course at the minute that Maya has gone to. Has she seen the wind there? She is just pushing. She's taken the risk because this is the last race for all of these riders within this competition. But still, Stella Bilger is looking like she is safe.
Looks like it, doesn't it? It looks like...
Oh, okay, maybe not so safe that I was thinking about.
Not that tight, and Maya's on a really tight ley line there, so Stella's just got to bring it home at this point. We can see on the just about on the left of the screen, Maya. She's, from what we saw, the last perspective, she was on a super tight ley line, so she is going to make it, but she's not going to be coming around with a ton of speed. Stella, final reach. She's just got to bring it home now, but the other girls are not going to let off the gas. If she slips up here, it's not over, is it?
It is not over at all. Stella Bilger, what will be going through her head? She just needs to hang on. She needs to keep her speed up. She needs to keep her consistency enough all the way towards that finish as she is in a World Championship title winning position at the minute. Where is that finish line? An amazing performance throughout this week, and now in the medal race series, it is Stella Bilger going across that line. Where is that line? It's coming up so soon. It is absolute mega suspense. High on that foil, low on that foil, balancing this equipment, counterbalancing the wind, the nature, the force through that sail into that board, holding her speed all the way to that very end. And where is that finish? She crosses the line, and Stella Bilger is the 2025 iQFOiL Under-23 World Champion.
Wow. What a performance. I mean, it felt like that reach was never going to end, didn't it? I can't imagine the suspense in her mind when she was sailing along it. But wow, congratulations, Stella. Smashed it. Absolutely smashed it. What a great decision. And, you know, she took that risk splitting from the fleet, and it paid off.
Certainly paid off. What an amazing performance from her there throughout the week, and now inside of that grand final too. Look at that finish line right next to the beach, and there we have the overall standings for the super final. It is Stella Bilger now crowned the 2025 iQFOiL Under-23 World Champion at New Zealand 50.
Wow. Today just keeps on providing, doesn't it? How much action are we seeing here?
It is
constant.
Just unreal, isn't it? It is non-stop. But something that has now stopped is the women. They have completed their competition. Not much more to go. And there we have the recap of the super final.
Yeah, so actually Stella on the top with a really nice start there, giving herself the early lead, but Amy just rocketed along the bottom of the reach, got round the mark in that leading position with Mina in second. Maya just in a little bit of dirty air, but it all came down to the Leeward Gate decision, didn't it? So
Leeward Gate decision, and there we saw Stella Bilger on our screens at the minute, but Maya Gisler was certainly in that race as well. All four riders within this race from start to finish. At the start, they were so close together, weren't they? Amy Bright was actually leading at this point, leading round that bottom mark, closely followed by Mina Mobeck and Maya Gisler, but deciding to go out onto the left side on that upwind, playing that game of chess to her advantage. She had that mind, she had that mentality of taking the risk, and here the risk paid off. She calculated it absolutely perfectly, and also that ley line from so far away, didn't she?
That's true, and that is actually one of the tougher parts when you're reducing your amount of tacks. The ley line is always harder because you're placing your last tack so far away from the windward. So great to see. what a feeling it must have been. He was looking at the crosses and noticed that actually she's going to cross the whole fleet here. It was on.
It was so on. Game was on, and game was on all the way towards that finish. And it did seem like that reach was never ending, but Stella kept her head in the game. She kept that wind in her sail. She kept the speed on. She kept the balance on all the way to the finish, and she picks up the Under-23 World Championship title here for 2025. She is happy. She has got the fist up, and she deserves every little bit of it. So, our newly crowned Under-23 World Championships world champion is Stella Bilger. In second place, we have Amy Bright, also from New Zealand. In third, we have Mina Mobeck, a great competition from her. And also finishing off that top four, we have Maya Gisler, both from Norway.
Yeah, that is it.
That's great. And tell me a little bit about how these countries will be treating these insane results for these athletes.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting one. It's really nice that they've got the under-23 category, because what it means is you move out of the under-19s, out of the youths, and then previously you were just straight into the senior category, where sometimes you didn't get too much. You know, it would be quite a long build-up for a lot of the athletes to get to the front of that fleet. This gives them another opportunity to get that little bit of medal race experience. Stay fresh, yeah.
Stay fresh, yep. And we are going over to an interview with Stella Bilger, our winner of the World Championships.
All right, now for the boys.
Right.
Yes.
All right, then, here we go. So, we are about to see the men's super final. Are we calling it a super final? Yeah.
We are calling it the super final. We've already had one super final, and we're in luck as we have another super final.
That is it. So what we saw was actually Go Gray Morris going into that first final in the yellow bib, not quite managing to take the lead. If we cast our minds back, it all really came down to a little bit of an underlay at the windward. Both him and Nacho just took a little bit of a bad angle on their way back across at the last moment. Nacho managed to just about make it, which then triggers the super final.
The super final, the climax of the event here at the Under-23 iQFOiL World Championships. And this new format, I'm loving it actually. It's really good because the winner, the overall leader coming into today, has 2 chances at picking up that World Championship title. So the other riders, they need to beat that rider twice to get it.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, the riders coming through have to really string together a pretty impressive day if they want to knock the event leader off of that top spot. So if they manage to, with this format, feels like they deserved it. So It's a really good balance. As we said, the previous format that we were running was a little bit more, it was just winners takes all, but adding a bit of a point system in, rewarding the leader for a good week feels fair.
Certainly. And certainly someone who's had a very good week is Gray Morris. We have told all you at home watching in that he has been popping off this week. So many firsts to his scorecard. Could he go Gray Morris again? I think he will indeed. It is coming up to the last 20 seconds until this next race. Now, we all need to remember, whoever wins this final race will become our 2025 world champion.
That is it. There's a lot on the line here, and as we saw in all the races so far, anything can happen. So we've got Gray Morris down the bottom, Freddie Poloni up the top with a brilliant start there. He's giving himself the lead, and he's giving Gray and Nacho the dirty air. That's going to give him a little bit of an advantage. But as we saw on the last race, Gray Morris, he's on top of his board speed, isn't he?
He is on top of his board speed. He has gone for pin for the win. Will he be winning at that first mark? We will have to find out at this angle. It's looking like he might be rounding it in first place. He's wearing the yellow bib. He's wearing the yellow helmet. Will he be wearing the yellow gold medal at the end of this event? He will have to win this super final to pick it up. It is Go Gray Morris in the lead, rounding that top mark in first place. Australia 81, but in hot pursuit is Freddie Poloni, Italy 286. A huge performance from him there. I saw him out last night, so he is back in the game. Nothing is stopping Freddie. He's already won once by going out last night, and could he be winning again? We will have to find out.
That is it, and they are rocketing down. They've got plenty of breeze now, don't they? Most of the riders, or all of them in fact, choosing to head over to the side of the course closest to the land, as we've seen in the previous races. Seems to be a sketchy moment there. Seems to be the right side of the course to go for. Freddie's chosen to jibe off a little bit early, open up a gap between him and Gray, look for a little bit of an advantage, and he's jibing there, setting up to head right on the upwind leg. So we will see if he can get around Gray here. He's gonna be trying.
He's going to be trying, but someone else who is also going to be trying on our screens at the minute is Nacho Baltazar Summers. Spain won the Spanish representative at the Olympic Games in 2024. Someone who also represented the Olympic Games, represented Australia in the Olympic Games, was Gray Morris. He actually picked up the silver medal in the men's Olympic Games last year. Could he be picking up a world championship title this year? We will have to find out. Also, Freddie Poloni last year, I think he won every world championship he did last year in the under-19s. So we all have some very, very well-established riders all fighting it out for this title here in Portimao.
Absolutely, and it's looking close between Freddie Poloni and Gray Morris right now. Looking at the water, Gray is definitely in some good breeze over on that side. So he is probably going to, I think that's going to be a pretty big cross, actually, looking at it from this perspective. He's got a much easier decision on the ley line there because he's coming in so much closer, and he can just give himself a nice, comfortable ley line, to be honest, which looks like it's what he's going to do. Either that or Freddie Poloni is way under the ley line. So be interesting to see them coming together at the windward. I've got a feeling Freddie's going to be under there.
Will he be under? It's all about that ley line, making it up to that top mark. It is looking like Gray Morris is in the lead. Go Gray Morris, making it that ley line only just. We will find out very soon. A little bit of an extra squeeze upwind to round that mark. And it is yellow like Carrera, yellow helmet wearer, Gray Morris in the lead in that title winning position at the minute. And in second place, it is Leonardo Tomasini wearing that blue bib going round that top mark in second place. Oh, look at the speed on Gray though. What about his technique here is so good.
Oh, mate, he's just fly. I mean, I don't think he's probably not pushing that hard right now. He's just got to bring it home. So he is just heading down the side of the course that seems to have a bit more pressure on it. Cruising. He's not going to be cutting any ley lines too tight. He is going to be wanting to just bring it over the finish line. It's not over, but it looked like from the lead he had, something pretty significant would have to happen for Tomasini to catch up to Gray. So let's see. We will wait and see. We don't want to speak too soon, but this is potentially our 2025 under-23 world champion.
It could be happening. Last time Gray Morris was here in Portimao was in 2019. And he came third, but now he is in the under-23 iQFOiL World Championships. Will he be adding a win to his name, a World Championship title to his name? His second time racing here in Portimao. He's looking stable. He is looking good. He is both foot straps in that. Both feet in those foot straps. He is leading out. He's wearing the yellow helmet. He's wearing the yellow bib. And he is showing us why he deserves that World Championship title. Not much more separating him between that final finish line and that world title. It's looking good, Henry, isn't it?
It's looking more and more likely every second, isn't it? I mean, we can't see the other riders in the shots. And there he goes, coasting over. He's going to be a happy boy.
There it is. Go, go. Gray Morris is our under-23 world champion, winning the super final. And in second place, Leonardo Tomasini, Italy, 155. Coming in third place within this super final, it is Federico Alampaloni, Italy, 286. And in fourth within this super final, it is Nacho Baltazar Summers, Spain, 1. But all focus back to Gray Morris.
There he
is.
Basking in his glory. He's going to be happy. He sailed a phenomenal regatta, hasn't he? I mean, like we said, he's discarding first places. When we talk about discarding in our sailing regattas, over the course of a week, you get, so the boys will have had maybe 4 discards this week, I think, on the number of races they're done. And what that means is your worst scores aren't counted in your total points. And so when we're talking about Gray Morris discarding first places, just means he hasn't got any scores bigger than that to get rid of. So really, really impressive stuff.
A hugely impressive competition here for the overall top 4 within this competition so far. So this marks the end of the men's event here for the Under-23 World Championships. And here we have the standings within that super final. It was Gray Morris winning that super final, picking up that Under-23 World Championship title. And in second place, it is Leonardo Tomasini, Italy, 155. Federico Alampaloni in third place. And in fourth, we have Nacho Baltazar Summers, Spain, 1.
Absolutely. So,
yeah,
we've got our World Championship lineup. Gray Morris taking the top spot overall. Nacho claiming silver.
Because he won that previous final, didn't he?
He won the first final, yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely. Leonardo Tomasini takes the bronze medal, and Federico Poloni is going to close out the week in fourth. But really, really impressive performance by all 4 of those, like outstanding performances. So they can all go home pretty happy, I think.
It is game on. It's been game on all throughout the week. An amazing event here at the Under-23 World Championships. And what a way to end this event. The final race recap of the super final for the men. Straight away, we did see Freddie and Gray taking the lead within that race, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean that was a really impressive start by Freddie, and then Gray just with the board speed. We've said it enough times. I'll say it again. He is flying, isn't he? So yeah, Gray made it to took the lead by Mark 1, and then managed to bring it home, defending successfully. Interestingly, someone came out on the left, didn't they? Nacho went left on the upwind, I think, looking for the same strategy as Amy in the girls, but didn't manage to quite pull it off.
Didn't quite manage to pull it off, but he was fighting to the very end. A Absolutely perfect tack from him there. Now, his footwork, his speed, his technicalities was great, but someone who actually managed to trump him there is Gray Morris. Go, Gray Morris from the start of the event all the way to the very end. And now within this super final, he clutched the dub. Here was Freddie Poloni putting in his tack. He was thinking, am I in the good position here? But no, he had a little bit of a shift here. And there was the moment where Gray Morris finished his final upwind of the event. And all that was separating him from that World Championship title here and that finish line was just several minutes or so. Look at his speed. Look at his technique. He's leaning out. He made that ley line perfect all the way to the finish.
He did absolutely nail that ley line, didn't he? And that's been important. I told you he wouldn't make that same mistake twice, didn't I? So he learnt from that first final, fixed it, thought about it, sorted.
Game on for him here. He had a little look back at that drone. He was happy, and there was the moment he crossed the line. Go, Gray Morris is our 2025 iQFOiL Under-23 World Champion. There he is, coming in across the line. Look at his smile. He is happy. What an event, Henry, isn't it?
What a regatta. I mean, we've said it before. It's been fantastic. We've had a ton of racing. We've been really lucky with the win. Done all three course formats. So, I think happy athletes.
Happy athletes, happy organisers, happy coaches as well, Henry, right?
Always.
Exactly, and everyone is happy here. What a way to end this event. Portimao has been delivering each and every single race. We've had an absolute abundance of races here. The sun is beaming down every day. The wind has been blowing. Thank you all so much for tuning in to our live show here. It has been epic. I've had so much fun. Henry, have you been having fun?
I've absolutely loved it. Thanks for having me.
No, thank you. Thank you so much. So we're going to be having a interview shortly with Gray Morris, our overall event winner, our 2025 World Champion, Gray Morris.
It's been an awesome day. The wind picked up towards the end, and we had a really good battle in that first finals. I mean, it was a really tough finals, that first one, and I had to pull it together for the next one because whoever won that wins the worlds. And I managed to do that, and I'm really happy with my performance. Really happy. It's my last year. Happy I get to take away the title before I turn into an adult. So.
We have pretty decent conditions out here. Do you think is this conditions that you're thriving in?
Yeah, it's worked out for me this week. I've had a pretty awesome week. I think that's ideally how I'd want to sail every regatta, but yeah, I've been loving it. And if we can have more windy regattas, I'd be pretty stoked. But yeah, this is sailing. You kind of turn up, and could have been light all week, could have been windy, but we all train in every conditions to be the best in everything. And yeah, just love sailing, love competing. It's been great.
What was your tactical plan coming into today?
Keep the nerves down. Remember, it's all about learning something and taking everything out of it that you can, and just enjoying myself as well, because I tend to do my best when I have the most fun. So yeah, I had a lot of fun out there and happened to pull it off. So that was the tactics.
I'm so happy to hear that you had a lot of fun. Massive congratulations.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Great to hear a little bit from our newly crowned 2025 World Champion. He's happy, isn't he, Henry?
There we have it. It looked like he was having fun out there, didn't it? And he was smiling, so he's going home happy boy.
Certainly a happy boy. In the lead is Go Gray Morris, our overall men's World Champion, and finishing off that podium, it is Nacho Baltazar Summers, Spain 1. Picking up that bronze medal is Leonardo Tomasini, Federico Alampoloni in that 4th place too. Be from all around the world though, aren't we here? All around the world, nations, 30 nations from around the world, and now we can see our overall women's podium.
Absolutely. So as we saw, Stella, New Zealand 50 taking the win in that last super final with that tactical decision to go left. Amy Bright in second place, New Zealand 15, and then Mina Mobeck, our event leader, Norway 332, coming in with the bronze medal.
In the bronze medal, indeed. But what an amazing week we have had here in Portimao, Portugal for the Under-23 World Championships. Thank you all so much for tuning in. It has been great. Make sure you check out the Instagram, check out the website to follow all the latest updates and also to see what event next is on the calendar. I've had a great time. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I'm Rafty Reed. Thank you so much to you, Henry Bloodworth. You had a good time?
Loved it. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Alrighty, we'll see you soon. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Days go darker, turn to night. Slowly when you come alive, and I could be the one, I could be a need. Nothing really matters when you're focusing on me. Yeah, I could be the burn, burning in your fire. Baby, follow me, we'll come alive. Come alive.
In the silence before the storm, they rise, not just to compete, but to conquer the impossible. This is not just a race. It's the pursuit of perfection, a battle of wind, water, and willpower. They come from every corner of the earth, the fastest, the fiercest, the most fearless. Riders who've trained their whole lives for this moment, masters of balance, precision, and raw explosive speed. Foiling above the surface, defying gravity, chasing fractions of seconds, chasing glory. This is where champions are made and legends are born. Every gust, every jibe, the pinnacle of wind-powered sport, the apex of human performance. This is not just the future of sailing. This is the future of sport.